This PSA was brought to you by the Peter G Show.
You may have second thoughts after the show.
Don't drink the faucet.
We're really talented. We should get Oscars.
Just pick out a car, for Christ's sake.
No, hi, my name is Peter. Yeah, I want. Here's good.
Yeah.
Madam Perry.
I need to get back in the genie bottle.
Louis from Pennsylvania, you're on. He likes it. It's showtime.
Peter G Show, Peter G Show, divorced dad, single dad, divorced dad, single dad, Peter G Show.
Yeah. It's showtime. Wednesday. It's hot enough for you? It's summer. It's summer, people. Summer is what summer does. Hot. It's supposed to be that way. Unless you prefer the cold. I love the seasonal bitching. I really do. It's if you know, I've been doing this for a few years. You just watch it. You're watching people counting down the days to summer, and then all of a sudden it's too friggin' hot, and then it gets too friggin' cold, and it's like, come on. But the one thing I don't want to hear. Don't tell me about climate change. It's just friggin' summer. It's hot. That's what summer does. Look it up. And that's the problem. Everybody forgets. Go back to the 80s, the 60s. It was hot back then too. They had their moments, but how quickly we forget. But come on, we're all here. Summer. I love summer. Hate the electric bill, but it's so clean and green. Oh man, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing real good. I got so much to talk about tonight. Tonight's going to be lots of smorgasbord of stuff, and I'm hoping that you'll call in and add your 2 cents too on anything besides telling me you like my show. Or I'd rather you call in and tell me the ones who hate me. I want to hear them. But I get enough of that during the week in print. Or I'm an idiot, or whatever. But nobody ever calls. I want to hear you. I want to talk to you. But we're going to talk about a lot of things tonight. As always, our country. I'm going to give you more of what you've asked for tonight. We're going to talk a lot about a lot of things going on in our country. And I want your opinions too. I do. I hope everybody's doing well, though. I really do, because I know how hard it is. I feel you, and that's why we're going to talk about this stuff. I really do understand what's going on. I do. I don't know how people do it. It's getting tougher and tougher, but we're going to talk about this stuff, and I'm going to talk about certain topics and subjects and whatever, and you'll be, you can chime in or you can just listen. And again, I have the greatest lurkers in the world. I'd like to watch. Either way, thank God we're all here. That's a good start, but we need to be more vocal, and we're going to talk a lot about that tonight too. That's coming up in a little bit. That's coming up. I want to tell you a little bit of something about next week, because this was like a last minute thing, and I always finish off the end of the month with me, but this month it was all me, because I just wanted to catch up on a lot of things. I thought that July is a very patriotic month, and we really need to pay attention to our country and what's going on. We do. Sitting there with the blinders on is not working, people. It's just not. And I do realize that a lot of people are unaware of things, and I get it. I do. However, Normally, as you know, I take the last, even when I have guests, I would normally take the last Wednesday of the month or the last show of the month. And that's when I do my venting, blow off some steam, talk about things, current events, whatever. However, a little bit of something happened in my life a little over a week ago, and it struck home. Even though I see it on Facebooks and people every day talking about this subject matter, it didn't hit me close to home. So as much as I feel for the people that talk about what I'm getting ready to tell you, I never thought about it as much to do a show on it. And lo and behold, life hit the G family. And my daughter had a pet that had an emergency incident. And man, oh man, you don't normally realize that, you do. You know how close you are with your pets. But we're going to talk next week about when pets get sick and the cost of health care for your pet. Because I realize that to a lot of people, your pets are like your children. They are as close to you as close can be as a child, a parent, anything. You're well connected with these animals. And how far will you go to save their lives and financially? And can you afford to? And again, we had an incident last week with one of my daughter's dogs, and it was tough. And I'm going to talk about that next week. I'm going to tell you a story about it. The story had a happy ending, but it had a price, a big price. And again, we're going to talk about this because healthcare for pets, you don't really think about it. Healthcare for humans, a little bit different. But we're going to talk about it. So Wednesday, July 26th, when pets get sick, the cost of healthcare, can you afford it? On this show right here, Life of Peter G, the Peter G Show. We're going to talk about that next week. I know it's a big deal. I empathize for everybody, but we're gonna actually talk about it because it's it's in people's everyday lives, and so is this show. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do. I want to remind you, YouTube, ripping what little hair I have left. I'm asking you people to please support me. If you like what I do, or you kind of like what I do, or you feel sorry for me, go to YouTube, please, the Peter G Show on YouTube, and just go hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. I can't tell you enough how much I need the help over there because they're making it very difficult for me to be seen. So for those of you that are watching from other platforms, the Facebooks and this and that, I know it's convenient. I'm on all these different other platforms and you're going, well, I'm watching you from here. I get it. But it's very important to me to start getting back up there in YouTube world because YouTube is still very prevalent. So I'm asking you, please, and I'm going to go into this after commercial break tonight and tell you what's going on with the internet it's gotten very, not only political, but calculative with their algorithms and all that. They manipulate everything. So please, just go over to the YouTube channel. Look up Peter G Show. It's real simple. It's only one of them. So far, I haven't been cloned on YouTube, but we're going to talk about that too. And just hit subscribe. It's free. You can watch it from YouTube. It'll give you notifications, or you can watch it from wherever you want. But just go hit that. It doesn't hurt, and it's free. All right? And I would greatly appreciate it. I deeply appreciate it. Please. Most of all, start sharing the Peter G Show. I need you to help me spread the word. If you care about this show because you watch it, you think anything about this show, just share it. Let's make a difference. That's what I'm trying to do here. Make a difference. And for those of you who do watch the show and sometimes get bogged down and don't have time, don't forget it's on demand. I just talked to somebody a few days ago and she said, I really like watching your show live. Sometimes, it's late where I live and I got to go to bed. And I go, well, you can watch the show after. She goes, yeah, but it's not the same. I go, what do you mean it's not the same? You can watch it on demand. And she says, I know, but I like watching it live. And I get that. So watch it live if you can. But if you can't, all the shows are on demand. You can pull them up anytime you want. And if you're too busy because you're working, and some people drive a lot, they're in, they commute to work and they spend hours in their cars a day, pull up Peter G Show podcast, Google Peter G Show podcast, put an earbud in your ear, listen to it while you're driving in the car. Sometimes it's hard to picture some of the things I do, in audio without the video. I try to be aware of that. Sometimes I can't help it. Sometimes I show videos that you got to see. However, it's not that bad. It's the next best thing to being here. Just Google Peter G Show podcast and take the show on the road with you. Listen to it while you're at work. Put an earbud in your ear. Lots of people do. Lots of people love listening to podcasts while they're working, while you're doing anything, jogging, exercising, whatever. I do it all the time. I have to. But anyway, it's available on all those. There's like 27 different audio podcast platforms. If you can't watch the live video, which is on 11 different platforms and growing. But again, I ask you to please go to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. I do. Anyway, all right, listen. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to be back in a minute. I want us to hear from my good friends over at Clean Star Products with their fuel additive, money-saving fuel additive, and their DX1 driver. And I'll be right back with a lot of stuff going on, so don't go nowhere.
Hello, I'm Tyrone Thompson of CleanStarProducts.com. This is DX1 Driver in the news, and here's what our friends have to say.
So I'm here to recap on the DX1 I've used. I put it in oil and I put it in the gas. While I'm using it just for about 3 tanks. Cleaned everything out. I got every ounce of power back in my truck.
When Jared's truck was new, it had a lot of power. Then over time, it began to slow down. He got it all back with our DX1 Driver program.
Something you got to see for yourself. It's a great product. It's affordable. And it blows all the other additives and esters out of the water.
DX1 Driver is the finest oil in the world from a California environmental company. It goes into the fuel system and the oil. It's the only green grade product qualified for the carbon credits program, giving you better fuel mileage, lower emissions, and increased horsepower. So join the fuel savings revolution today. Go to CleanStarProducts.com/shop.
That's right. Clean Star Products with their money-saving fuel additive, DX1 driver. All I can tell you, people, is it works. Go check them out. Go to CleanStarProducts.com. They'll talk to you. If you have any questions, just fire away. They'll talk to you. Good people. Again, it just makes sense to save money. And while you're at it, let them know you saw it on the Peter G Show, please. Let them know that like I'm actually doing something, because remember, they know what I do and they still sponsor me. So who could ask for more than that? I'm truly blessed. Anyway, let's take a little sip here before we get started, because I'm telling you, I got a lot of stuff to go over tonight. Woo! Smooth. Man, oh man. A lot of stuff. And again, I'll remind you that if you're watching from some of my other Facebook pages, I urge you to either watch from the official Facebook Peter G Show page or watch from YouTube, because I can't see your comments. I cannot see your comments. And again, my bad. When I first started out the show, I have a personal Peter G. Gisellas page, and then you have to start another personal page to have a business page. Facebook is like that. They want to know who you are before you start setting stuff up. So there's multiple Facebook pages. And now I know if I eliminate a couple of them, I might be doing myself a disservice, because I know how people are. They'll watch me if it's put in front of you, but if it's not there, they'll just forget all about it and go, hey, I wonder what happened to Peter. And it's like, oh, well, so please start watching from the official pages, YouTube, the official Facebook Peter G Show page. I prefer you to go to YouTube for right now, but either way, just do that, because again, things are changing. It's getting scary out there. I'm going to tell you that they've been threatening now. They're planting that seed of the internet, the internet just, no, how do you want to put it? Crashing. And like the whole country is going to be out, no internet for, weeks, a month. It's all part of the plan. Well, there'll be no Peter G show if that happens. There'll be nothing of a lot of things. We've come so codependent on the internet. And we're not just talking about watching stuff. We're talking about the way you live, the way you do business, everything. And that's going to be a problem, people. It's going to be a big problem. Will it happen? Remains to be seen. But they're threatening. I'm listening around. I'm going. I don't listen to the mainstream news, but I hear a lot of people in the backgrounds, and that threat is definitely on the cutting board. It's up at bat. They want to crash our financial system, crash everything, and just take us down to where, we're relying on our government, which has little, remains to be seen on how good they're taking care of us, because they're not. But anyway, please share. We have to have a voice. If we don't speak, shame on us. You might as well jump off the cliff, follow the sheep, and just run right off the cliff. I saw this saying, this quote that said, however you acted during the whole pandemic, is a sure sign of how you're going to react in general to what's going on. So like if you were fearful and you were just freaking out and having not taking the bull by the horns and not taking control of your life during the pandemic, you're not going to be any good at what's, getting ready to come ahead of us. We got some hard times ahead of us. We do. But if you're going to be, and I get it, they scared the shit out of you. That was their plan. Control, fear tactics. I say fear factor. Fear tactics. Scare the hell out of you. There's a lot of people, though, that are way ahead of this game now. I'm one of them. So stick with me. If you have questions, ask. Actually, ask about everything. Not even taking my word for it. We got problems. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about some of these problems coming up. I'm being squashed. This whole month, as I've been talking about real issues, real life in our country, believe it or not, all these algorithms, they take notice. I've dropped all my hashtags now. I have. I'm going to see what's going to happen. But I got squished on TikTok. They chopped me out. They made all kinds of excuses, and you can't talk to these people. When I put up a post about the 85,000 plus, if they're saying 85,000, it's got to be more than that. All these missing children that have come over the border, nobody knows where the hell they are. And these were documented children that came over the border. So think about all the ones that come under the radar that didn't get documented. They're all gone. They don't know where the hell they're at. I talked about it. Put up a short, highlight clip about it. TikTok, they just squashed it. They took off the audio. They said I had copyright infringement. There was no copyright infringement. I'd used nobody's music but my own, what you're listening to right now. It's copyright free. But they took it off. They muted everything I was saying. They let the video play. And there's things you can see that pretty much is self-explanatory, but they're squashing me. It's not only them. It's everything in every place I go to. They're squashing me. YouTube is making it very hard for me to be seen. How can you grow if people don't know you exist? That's why I'm asking you, the people, we the people, to help me by sharing and subscribing. Keep on. They won't stop you from subscribing. They won't stop me from growing, but they will make it very difficult. And that's what they're doing. And who the hell am I? I'm a small portion, but I'm trying to enlighten you guys. I'm asking you to join me. We need a big voice. The ones that are getting all the attention are the 1% of the 1%ers that are talking all the crazy shit. The libtards. The disillusioned. We need to keep on saying, you know what? We know what's going on. They need to hear that because when you really think about it, there's only about 2,000 people at the most that are making these big decisions to try to reconstruct this whole world, the new world order, the great reset, all this bullshit, making you think like, don't worry, we're going to take care of you and all this crap. These elites, there's not many of them. I mean, when you think about the whole world, even the United States alone, you got Soros and all these assholes who are self-proclaimed. They know better than you. They're trying to change the whole world for their benefit, not yours. They want to enslave all of you, keep you financially tied down in debt. You'll have less and you'll like it. What's going on? Promise you. But I know that YouTube is shadow banning me. I do. So I can't say it enough. I'm going to have one of these shows maybe next month, a YouTube-a-thon. We're going to see if we can get people to subscribe while we're on the air. I doubt it, but one could hope. I feel like I'm falling on deaf ears sometimes. People go, yeah, I hear you. But I promise you, there's a bunch of you on Facebook right now, or LinkedIn, or BitChute, or Rumbles, or wherever the hell else we are, and all the different podcasts that are listening to this, and you're not moving a finger. And all I can tell you is you're not helping yourself, because I'm here for us to all band together. Strength in numbers, people. Can't say it enough. It's the only way we're going to do something. Woo. And I was talking about how they squashed me when I was talking about the missing children. All the missing children that have come over the border. God bless, their souls, because who knows what the hell is happening to them, or what's going to happen to them, or what has happened to them. Last week, I played a trailer from the movie that came out last week, Sound of Freedom. This movie, the whole entertainment industry has shunned. They don't want you to see it. They passed on it. They did not want it to be made. And these guys, God bless them, raised their own money. They made it as like a B movie, but this movie is killing it in the theaters. No matter what they try to do. Here we go. Where are we at? Sound of Freedom. No matter what they try and do, people are going to this movie. My daughter, I didn't even say anything about it. She went with a friend last week. Calls me up going, Dad, you and I got to go see it. I'll go see this movie again. We got to go see this movie together. It was just amazingly enlightening, sad, but true. And people need to see this movie. It's life-changing because we're oblivious of what's going on around us because it hasn't hit you directly. But I promise you, there's a lot of people who have missing children in this country, and things like this have happened. You need to go see this movie. In fact, there's so many ways that people are paying it forward and buying people tickets who can't afford to see this movie. I get nothing from talking about this, except the satisfaction that I feel good that I'm trying to do something that means something. So please spread the word. People are talking about it. They can't stop it. And that's what the truth does. It's exactly what the truth does. See, people don't mind talking about the truth. It's all the lies and the liars that are going on in this country. And I'm going to talk about that too, because I just learned about why our news media is lying since 2013. They passed a law that gave them permission to just create propaganda. The stuff they used to only were able to use outside of the United States has been legal since 2013 and not get sued for it and all that. And that's why everybody still thinks like, well, we should believe our media. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't have to be real. They can say whatever they want without ramifications. And God bless our country for this. That needs to be reverted, and this shit needs to stop because people are buying into it. That's the problem. You don't know what to believe anymore. And that's what they're doing. It's all for a reason. It's all for a reason. Sorry, I'm just hell-bent on this stuff because it's just mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. Brainwashing, it's real. It exists. This is what they've done to a lot of people. Now, it doesn't mean you can't wake up from it. Doesn't mean you can't re-educate yourself. You just have to be open-minded enough to not say, oh, screw you, Peter. The news told me this. The headlines, they can't be wrong. Open your eyes. Question everything. I question everything. I question my doctors, because even doctors, they're taking the word of the pharmaceutical companies. These pharmaceutical reps come in, and believe me, I know a whole lot about this too. They come in, they go, hey, you need to give them this. This is what's going to do this. This is going to do. And the doctors go, okay, well, he says this is what we need to give. They're not doing their work. They've become pharmacists now. The old days of really getting behind the cause of what's hurting you or taking you down, horrific. They just find these pills that these pharmaceuticals, because they're making a gazillion, trillion, bazillion dollars, just like our pandemic, which I'll get into. I got shut down also. Where is it? I got shut down also because I saw this commercial on, I think maybe it was Instagram or TikTok or something like that. And they got some young guy going, you need to protect yourself. And the only way to protect yourself is to be tested for COVID. So you can get free COVID tests for free, because the government has so many of these test kits, those ones that they should have had back in, several years ago, but they screwed all that up too. And they don't know what to do with them. So now they said the only responsible thing to do is to be testing yourself. It's like, for what? And I said, and I just couldn't help it. I go, this is the biggest propaganda bullshit. And everybody, you're seeing all these comments, these people going, you got to be kidding me. But yet some kid, some young man, younger, probably in his 30s, got paid to make this commercial like, hi, you need to be the responsible person and take care of yourself by testing yourself. It's like, what the hell has that got to do with anything, being responsible? If you get a cold, you get a cold. We all used to get colds for years. I don't even want to get into how and why people died, but I promise you it wasn't all because of the CO vid. It was about the treatment of the CO vid. All that stuff was treatable. But they banned the most simplistic drug to take care of it because they wanted to make money on their shots. They wanted to make all that money on the shots that the government bought to take care of people. Your tax dollars. Again, it's disgusting. It disgusts me. Our own government. And now people are, the word sudden death, it's happening. It's going to happen for years to come. Things that shouldn't have happened are going to happen because you molecularly restructured your body. Plus people with underlying things. It's just sad. I'm saddened by it. And again, you're going to get the people who are so pro shot and they're ready for the 18th round of it. Suckers. I'm sorry. You're suckers. I want to help you understand that this was all BS, but you won't listen. You won't listen. But there's a few that will. Everybody has their different, and that's just the way life is. You can't. Everybody has a different path, as it was told to me by someone, and you got to let them run their path. Whether that means some of us be around more than others or not. And maybe if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Who knows? Joke's on me. But we'll find out, and it's all on tape or video or digital. That's the beauty of the people, through the years, like our current president. There's so many videos of him through his 40-something years of being being in the government, of all the shit he just says then and just steps all over himself. And yet you guys still buy into that crap. You still do. Not everybody. But he just, everybody thought he was going to be this great. He's going to bring everybody together. It's the farthest from the truth. Not happening. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to open up the phones. I'm going to talk about things. If you want to talk about anything, and then I'm going to Let me see if I'm staying on track here. Oh shit, I'm not even there yet. See, I mean, I'm ranting because I got so much stuff. I want to talk real quick. Last week I was telling you that they claim that nobody knows where that bag of cocaine, where it came from or whose it was. And they know. They know. It's like, come on. If they can't figure that shit out on a highly secure area, then all those people need to lose their jobs, because we've come a long way when it comes to true crime, evidence, figuring things out. I told you they can narrow it down. They know how many people have had access to that area during that weekend, and drug test them. That will narrow it down, right? But now they're not going to do it. But I've narrowed it down. I have, and I think I have a pretty good idea. But I've narrowed it down to two people who may have left that bag of cocaine behind. And here's who I think it's one of the two. Here's the deal. It's one of the two. Okay, who do you think? Do you think it's Hunter Biden, or do you think maybe it's Pepsi? Okay, that may have left that cocaine at the White House. Who do you think may have left it? Now I'm going to tell you. Here's how I narrowed it down. Yeah, it could be Pepsi's. Now, could it be Pepsi's? Now I'm going to tell you why. Not that he couldn't be in Washington, because he's all over the place. But Pepsi's not one to leave anything behind. Okay, he doesn't leave much behind. Now Hunter, at the other hand, is very careless. He's left his laptop behind. He's thrown guns away in dumpsters. He's left all kinds of things, incriminating things, all over the place. He's very forgetful, and it's not a phone, cell phones, and pictures, and videotapes, and recorded all kind emails. So I'm not a betting man, but as much as I'd like to say it was Pepsi's, I know Pepsi pretty good. We've been friends for October. Oh my God. October will be 25 years. It's a long time. And I know Pepsi. And I know one thing for sure. If there was a bag of cocaine laying somewhere, he would not leave it behind. So it leads me to believe that it might be B. I don't know what your take is on this, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So that's just my opinion. Okay? I don't think it's Pepsi's. Pepsi's one of those waste not, want not kind of guys. He's environmentally friendly. He doesn't like to leave plastic behind. Oh, man. How we doing? Gotta look at things. Salute. Hot out here in California. It's hot out in a lot of places. Hope everybody's staying cool. This PSA was brought to you by the Peter G Show. Stay cool. Be cool. Anyway, had to mention that. But last thing, and then I want to go into some other and then I'm going to open up the phones. What do you think about this Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, the talk about them going in the ring and fighting? I think that'll be funny as shit. That'll be the biggest event, I think, of events. Watching those two go at it. Scrawny little Zuckerberg and then Elon Musk, with his attitude and he's bigger than him, but that don't mean a whole lot because I've got my ass kicked when I was taking martial arts back in the 80s and Kung Fu, and I had this little guy. He was just good. He was fast. He'd grab onto my sleeve and wouldn't let go. It just nailed me relentlessly. So it doesn't matter about size necessarily. Skill is what the deal is. But Zuckerberg and Elon Musk going in the octagon, I think that'll be the biggest event of all events. I think that would be amazing. I mean, these two tech giants. And I hope they do it. I really do. I think they need to do it. It's like, what else? It's not a big deal. Just do it. the pay-per-view, I mean, it will raise a lot of money, and they should send it to a good cause, because Zuckerberg, I don't trust him. I really don't. He's in with the people that are not so nice. He's in with the underground. And with Musk, he's weird, but I still think he's truer than Zuckerberg. When you get that powerful, you start weirding out. Unfortunately, you lose grip on reality. You do. I pray to God that I never ever stop, have a grip on the norm. I do. I had somebody, I wished him a happy birthday last week. He goes, "I'm really glad you remembered me now that you're famous." I started laughing. It's like, yeah. Us big people at the top of the mountain. It's like farthest from the truth. Farthest from the truth. I just happen to show up every week and do something that I truly care about. You and me. Us. We the people. The world. I want a better world. I have a daughter that's growing up. She's one more year of high school, and then she's going to be off to college. And it's like, thank God her head is on straight. And it wasn't because of me. I'm just a lucky guy. But we need some level-headed people, and they are doing nothing but bringing up youth that are just disillusional. And if those are the ones that are going to take charge of our future, just blow this whole world up. It doesn't stand a chance. Not a chance in hell. We're screwed. So I need people. I'm not saying my daughter, is anything special, but she's just got her common sense factor. Common sense. I say that a lot. We need our common sense back on board. And, again, I blame a lot of the parent upbringing for some of the things, for letting their children slide and fall into this bullshit. But sometimes, no matter how hard you try, they're just influenced and they're just that way because of the culture. But it's bullshit. And you know it. It's bullshit. We got so many screwed up kids, self-entitled, they with the pronouns and the identification, how you identify. It's like, come on, identify you as a friggin' idiot. God bless you. But let's work on this, okay? There's a lot of them out there. A lot of them. They're just lost. And I don't, should I blame them, or should I blame the people who made them like that? They didn't just become like that. They got brought into a group and like, this is what you should learn. This is what's happening. And they bought into it. And you didn't stop them by going, hey, whoa, back it up. This is bullshit, right? It's like, come on, think about it. This is crap they're telling you, right? Now, maybe you want to feel accepted amongst your peers, but there's plenty of other peers that have their shit together. Real world. Safe space. My ass. There is no safe space. It's a tough world out there. Let's do this together. I'll support you. But don't be a fucking idiot. Oops. But don't be an idiot. Don't be a friggin' idiot. Come on. Use your brain. Everybody just wants everything handed to them. That's the problem. All right. I'm going to open up the phones. I'm sorry. I've spent... and I'm going to urge you people, if I open up the phones and you got something to contribute, something that bothers you, please do it sooner than later, because then I'm going to end up, and again, I don't need a whole lot of calls, one or two, but talk about something that's really affecting you, okay? Because I'm going to bring up a topic real quick. I want to know, how the hell is everybody affording to live financially? The grocery store is ridiculous. Gas is expensive. Everything has gone up. Electricity, gas, the gas bill at the house, natural gas, which used to be the cheapest, to heat your house, whatever. It's not. Everything is just over the roof expensive. Everything. And we're getting used to this, and it's not a good thing. How are you affording to live? Your kids, clothes. I see people that are going out to dinners and all this kind of stuff. They're still going out, you know. So how do you afford it? Because I'm going to tell you, living here in California is very difficult. I've about had it up to here. I have. I don't really need to be here, but I'm here. The weather's great. But they're coming up with all these cockamamie rules and ideas and things that are going on, and it's just they're making it harder and harder. You would think they're like doing it on purpose to make people leave, and people are leaving in the drones. If you're not familiar, U-Haul can't get trucks and trailers and all that kind of stuff. They have nothing. You try to move out of this city, out of this state, they have nothing because it's all gone, the opposite direction. It's all gone east or northeast. Anything to get out of this state. And they're going to make up all their excuses and say, no, it's just, it's all relevant and blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. But anyway, how are people affording to live? I'd love to hear from you. I really would. Give me a call right now. I'm going to open up the phone lines. 818-259-7983. How are you affording to live? Call me if you're struggling. Call me if it's getting tighter and tighter, and you're having to make decisions on things you want to do versus things you can't do and have to do without. What are you doing without to make ends meet? Because I'm going to tell you, I make those decisions all the time. I do. Contrary to belief, there's no money tree out the Peter G Show. Everything we do here is hard work, reality. Tell me how you're doing. I'm going to tell you a couple other things about California. During CO vid, hang on one second. Hi, you're on with Life of Peter G. Who's this?
Hey, Peter, this is Dan.
Dan, what can I do for you, buddy?
Well, I watched TV today.
Did you?
I watched the Congress and the two gentlemen that came in and from the IRS agents. They were brilliant, actually. They really know their stuff.
Whistleblowers,
right. Yes, they were brilliant because they were, it was an interesting. To start it out, one guy talked about himself. I can't remember their names because I'm terrible with them. But he was a Democrat, longtime Democrat. He spoke about he's also gay and his lifestyle. He talked about that. And he's been there about 14 years. The other guy's maybe 12. I think I have it right. But the way they talked about what was going on, they didn't lay blame. They just opened up what they knew and how the people above them just wouldn't listen to, they needed, they believed people needed to be prosecuted as a felony. We're talking about the president's son. And it all ties together. But the show was really about, the show about the Democrats had one position and the Republicans had the other, but it's just a mishmash of what our Democratic Republic really is. They make things go slow. They argue back and forth. And you didn't have that for the previous couple of years. It was just all one party. They wouldn't even talk to Republicans. And that really isn't the way it should be. But it just, to me, I watched it and I said, it's wrong. And, the one gentleman talked about the people he's known for years and had good relationships with. And he was, told how wonderful he really was at his job. He did an exemplary job and he just was spot on, both of them. And the guys his boss wouldn't even speak to him. This went on for months. So, that's the real life there. So what's going to happen out of it? And I don't know. But, it was disturbing to see, people with a lot of vitriol, bringing up all kinds of things, but it was an eye opener, because these two gentlemen, if they just let them speak and listen to them, I think that, the truth is very loud, and the louder the people that don't believe the truth, or they want to fog it all up, they just start screaming and hollering and everything.
Yeah, but
no.
Do you think that, okay, they're on TV and they're talking about all this stuff? Who's paying attention? I mean, I know you're paying attention, but it's like, is it going to make I'm hoping it makes a difference, but they're doing everything they can to, just like everything we've been doing that is like blatant in front of your face. They just push it to the side and keep ignoring it, and then everything goes away. It's phenomenal.
I just don't understand how people can look and just look at the facts in front of you, or even the direction of the way things are. I don't believe in coincidences. The way it's been manipulated, the way we've been manipulated, from you were talking about the vaccine and everything else. I've never been a big proponent of any of that crap, but I mean, they wouldn't even let them find out where it started, why it started, and everything that would go after that. But here we are, and I mean, people hate each other, and that's the thing. Why can't we just talk to each other and have a difference of opinion? And that's something I have a friend that we've been friends for so many years, for 50 years, and we stopped talking to each other. And he made the comment, "Dan, you sound like a Nazi," and I just kept my mouth shut, and I said, "I gotta go."
I know.
But then, like 6 months later, I called him. I says, "No need to call each other names. I love you like a brother. I know you care about me, and let's talk about how, what's your day like? How's everything? How you making ends meet? Blah blah blah." And it's exactly what you're talking about.
Well, let me ask you a question, Dan.
Sure.
Do you work, or you retired? What's your deal?
I'm a retired firefighter, and I turned 70 on the 15th.
Okay, so you still got some good life left in you. What?
Yeah.
So tell me. I mean, tell me. I mean, how are you making it? I mean, regardless of whether maybe you have a pension or maybe the house is paid or who. I don't know your personal life, but I mean, on a day-to-day basis, how the hell are you? Your average, I mean, are you one of the elite? Are you rich or are you normal? What would you classify?
No, I have a good income. I don't have to work.
Yeah.
I worked after I was retired because I wanted to.
Sure. And
wherever I worked, I just didn't take any crap from anybody. Well, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
That was a gift to be able to do that.
That's a good feeling.
It is. But, and I watch my money. I live alone.
Yeah.
So I take care of all my bills. I have a new home. It's a couple of years old. Yeah. I bought it at the right time. I put a lot of money down on it, and I have a small mortgage, and I have a new truck. That's paid off. But I've just been fortunate to mind my P's and Q's when it comes to the money. But when I go to the store, I can't get out of there without spending $50, $60 for just a few things.
50, 60, yeah. But I mean, even the people around you. I mean, you. It's like, how the hell is everybody doing it? I'm going to not use Walmart, but I'm going to use Walmart because things that to me that I would spend about $35, $40 is costing me close to $80 now.
Yeah, sure. I agree with you. That's it.
It's a couple of bags of nothing.
There's one thing I do myself is I tip people. I go in the line. I go get a couple of pieces of chicken or something. At one of the places, I'll go get a couple of pieces of chicken once in a while. I tip the girl that's working there, the guy, usually a girl. Or if I went to a Taco Bell, let's say, or something, I'll give somebody a tip. And they throw them $5 or something, and they look at you like, "Well, thank you." Nobody tips. But it isn't just about that. It's like, it's not that I have a lot of money, but I don't mind giving away some money in respect to somebody who's working. And I know they're not making a lot of money, but it kind of makes them smile a little bit and say thank you. And That's all. I mean, it's not a lot. But when and I talk to people, I'm very open with people. I say, "How you doing?" Blah blah blah. And I like to see. I went to the grocery store the other day at Publix. Walk in to the desk, and I had a question, and she looks grumpy, and I said, "Hey, how you doing today?" She goes, "Well, the customers are really mean all the time because they always bring back their crap." I could never understand that. So I said, "Well, why don't we smile here? Let me see your smile." As you smile. We were kidding around a little bit. She started smiling. I go, "Oh, you're beautiful when you smile, and your day's going to get better with that." So you smile at the next person, or you can kick them in the ass, whatever you like.
No, look. I get it. I get that. I don't know what's going on. Why all these businesses are understaffed? Because I don't know how the people that are not working can afford to not work because there's no more handouts. So I don't know what's going on, but I think even the people at Taco Bell are making more than they ever used to make. And tipping, it's like, okay, that's great if you can, but there's a lot of people that are just not knowing from day to day where they're going with everything and how they're going to feed their families. So like, I mean, I get it. Like, I'm not a big Starbucks guy, but I am a little bit addicted to a caramel frappuccino, and I do go in once in a while and get one. It's the biggest waste of money. It's like $6 for this thing that lasts me 10 minutes because I suck it down. But should I tip them for doing what? So I have this thing that, like, I like them. They're very nice to me, but I mean, they're just doing their job. And it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not, again, if I don't know, man. I'm it's kind of a rock and a hard place because everybody is needing to pay bills. If you can't pay your bills, you got no place to live. And if you got it, great. I see what you're saying, but and the staffs and these people, we were in a, I don't want to talk about it until next week, but everybody's shorthanded. Everybody from
You're right about that. You're right.
Where are all these people that used to work that don't feel like working? And it's like, what lottery did they win? And where the hell are they?
Well, in the South, they don't pay as much. In South Carolina, they don't pay anywhere near they pay in New York State, where I'm from. And you see the firefighters, the police. They just don't make the money. They don't get the retirement. I don't even talk about my retirement with them because it's, they just don't.
I know.
But
look, I get it. I mean, everything and things have gone up and how's it, but I think that's, all the way across the board. And,
sure.
and I think, I don't know, I think Taco Bell workers or whatever are making $20 an hour, 16 or $20 an hour. If I could be wrong, could be more over here in California. And I'm going, that's insane, making that much money for doing that. But it is expensive. But again, everything kind of balances out. But I'm just wondering, how the hell are people making ends meet? That's all. Because it just, I know from personal experience, again, everybody thinks that this whole thing, everybody's living high on the hog in this little circle of mine over here. And I beg to differ. I'm a very real and upfront person. And I'm telling you, it's a struggle. I may be doing this show under a bridge one day.
Well, real quick, I'll tell you this. There's a church I go to. I don't always go every Sunday or not, but I'll go there one of the evenings they go to. Because I'm not big on the organized religion, but I have a lot of faith.
Okay.
And that's important to me.
Faith, yeah.
But I'll go there. They've got one of the biggest food banks in the area, and there's lines for people coming to get food, and that's where they get a lot of people in the area. They get their food there.
Right.
And I mean, I went up to New York, and what I did this week, my son passed away 8 years ago from a rare cancer. He was 29. I went up to New York. I bought in a mausoleum. He was cremated. I'm going to be cremated. I bought a double niche. So I put him in there with his mother, former wife, and her husband, and my couple of my grandchildren, and we're all family. We're a very close family, even though we're divorced. We treat each other like family.
That's good.
So, and then there's an open spot for me, so I've always got a place to go, Peter.
Yeah.
I told my ex-wife, I says, I die, get cremated, we'll FedEx my ashes up. You put them in there, boom. Everything else is taken care of.
Good.
But the point was, I got to go see my family and took them out to dinner, and they have 4 children. 2 of them are still alive. The oldest died of leukemia, and my daughter, and then Danielle, and my youngest son Danny. He was 29. He died of a rare cancer. If I didn't have faith, I'd be insane. I make a point to be grateful for every single day I wake up. I'm grateful. My back hurts. And as a firefighter, I have ceilings collapse on me, all beat up. But it's my attitude. It's my reaction to life. And that's what I try to teach my grandkids. Your reaction to life is everything.
Right.
That's you have to ingrain that in their heads. But they listen to me for some reason. But
that's a good thing.
Yeah, but I love, I try to help. I try to be nice to people, and that's you can't always.
That's far and few between. I mean, people are losing their cool. They've forgotten about, and it's a struggle, and everybody has their struggles and different ways, and that's my whole thing. It's like, how the hell? I mean, I know what I'm going through to keep everything going here, and it's like, and I know. I mean, I remember back when Bush was president, and I friggin' did not like. I just didn't like that whole era. And I remember there was a $200. Everybody in the country got a $200, whatever you want to call it, not a rebate, but stimulus check. $200. $200 is like less than $2 to me. There's not much you can do with $200. It helps, but it doesn't do much. But I remember people, friends of mine, or people I saw in the South, different areas of the country, they were thrilled. You would have thought they hit the lottery because they got $200 because they were having such a hard time trying to financially survive. So $200 was like a jackpot. And I'm going, you got to be kidding. And this was back then. I'm going, you got to be kidding me. Are you, but everybody's struggles are different. And that's why I'm so concerned about how people are surviving.
And we still have the signs out, hiring.
I don't know where these people are, or what. This is my. I think that baffles me more than anything. How everybody is so short-staffed, and where are the people that used to work, and how the hell are they? I really would love to know how that all works, because I don't know where they all are.
I don't know. I've worked since I was 14 years old. I remember having to get working papers in the summer. I would work at the school, cleaning up the stuff,
it's nice,
and then buy myself some shoes and shirts and stuff for school.
It's nice to have money, right?
We didn't have anything.
No.
I grew up. My dad took off. We didn't have anything.
No, I get it.
So,
but again, this is the life we live right now, here in the current here and now. But I'm just wondering, again, I just don't understand. I mean, people. I remember last year there was some girl that I know, and she was on Facebook going, my air conditioner went out, and it's hot as hell there, wherever they're at, and she didn't have, she wanted a window air conditioner. What does a window air conditioner cost? $150? I mean, $200 for a big one? I don't know. I haven't, I don't have those, but I know what, I see them, and I'm going, are you telling me that some way, shape, or form you can't figure out how to come up with $150? But that's the way a lot of people live. They are, whether they're government assisted or they're just not working enough, or the money they make just doesn't go far enough, and they can't, like that $100, you might as well say that's $1 million. So so I feel.
I can remember those days when I was young, what it was like growing up.
I get it. Those were.
And I always.
That was those
but I always
days.
had to work. If I wanted something, I had to go work.
I know, but that was those days. We're not in those days anymore, and life has gotten bigger and tougher and harder. But people, for some reason, just if I knew what they were doing to subsidize how they were surviving without money, then I can at least either yay or nay it. But I am clueless to how people are doing not working. I like how are are you off the grid, or I don't know, but I wish I could know more about that. But all I know is that every business you look at, there's a sign when you walk in the door that says, "Please be patient. We are short-staffed. We're doing the best we can," and they can't find enough people to work, even at Taco Bell, like you said, for $20 an hour or $15 an hour or whatever. It's either not good enough for them, or I don't know what the deal is. I really don't.
Yeah, I certainly don't have any answers to the problems of today. I just know that I can only control what I do and my reaction to things. And I try hard to be nice to people.
No. Being kind and being nice is something. It's you got to keep doing that. No, because you're not in their shoes, and you have to. But we've lost our way, man. We have lost our way, and it's so friggin' saddening to me. And I'm just trying to get people. It's like, if anybody pays attention to this show in any way, it's like, if anything, let's at least keep our humanity together.
It's important.
Yeah. Anyway.
It is important.
All right, look, I'm running.
Well,
I can't believe I bitched so much. I'm not going to get to half of the shit that I wanted to get to.
Well, I'll let you go.
Hey, Dan.
Do what you got to do. Bless you. I hope you do well, and I'm glad to hear you talk about your daughter. And
I don't mean to do that. I don't want to throw it in people's faces, but it's a reference. It's what I have to refer to. You know what I mean?
you're doing fine.
Yeah.
I support you the best I can.
Please share.
And I'm buying some of that gas stuff tomorrow.
Gas
I
stuff.
finally got it, wrote it down. I'm going to do it.
You mean, yeah, listen, do me a favor. When you do that, mention my name. Say you saw it.
I certainly, that was the plan anyway.
Okay, well, thank you. Because Clean Star Products, they're good people and they have a heart. They truly have a heart, and they have something that works. Now, if you're going to buy one and try one and go, oh, I didn't see no difference, it's like something like, you have to, like medication. You have to take it for a while to make it work, but it does work.
And they have a phone number I could call, I hope.
I believe they do. I haven't been on their site, but we talk periodically. But but check the website out, the contact, and however you want to do it. Believe me when I tell you, they are true blue, and they give a shit about what they do. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on this show. I'm not a sellout kind of guy. So.
Yeah, I believe you.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I
hope I
hold myself to those words. They go, Peter, what happened to him? He sold out.
No, you're doing fine.
All right. I love you. Thank you for supporting him. Again, share. I got to get people, subscribing on that YouTube channel, please.
All right. Well,
all right,
I'll keep pushing it. All right, Peter. Take care
of yourself. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow. That was a long call. I couldn't help it because he speaks the truth. We're just people. Support. I haven't even scratched the surface of the list of things I thought I was going to talk about. Not even. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I hope you're getting the point. Humanity. No matter what I do in this business, I'm hoping that I can remain. I hope that I can remain, even when I'm under the gun and when money's at stake and they hold you, I have to answer to people too. I wish I can say that I can do whatever the hell I want, but, money talks. It does. And it takes money to be here. It does. But I hope that I can forever at least have a conscience and within reason, stay within everything that I've been trying to do since the beginning of the inception of this show, to have some form of humanity, to be here for a purpose. You're not alone. I know the pain people go through. Again, one person's worrying about $20 to survive, while another one's worrying about $200,000 because they're getting ready to lose a bunch of things on their end. I know you go, well, it's like, okay, well, yeah, poor you with your $200,000 problem. I get it. I truly do. But it really is relevant. It is. These people work hard for what they got. I mean, I'm not saying that you didn't or not. Life is just funny that way. But we all have things and we all strive. I work for these things. I don't just get up in the morning and what do you have, have people doing everything. I get up and it's a night and day thing. I've worked on it my whole entire life and still not gotten to where I feel I wanted to be. But I'm very grateful because I'm here and you're here. So God bless it. I can't believe I should not even do the show I want to do next week and just continue because there's things that are prevalent things that I really want to talk about, but I'm not. But I hope I made a difference. I hope we talked about something, if anything, just common decency and humanity. As Dan said, smile, try to be nice. Wasn't really what I planned. But again, life doesn't go as you always may think it should go. If it did, there'd be no intriguement as to what's going on with your life. It's all about the future. and one step at a time, 1 foot forward. Wow. Anything else I want to talk about real quick? I'm gonna have to go. Oh boy. All right, that's it. Again, I'm going to remind you, the YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to Peter G Show on YouTube, hit search, pops right up. Just hit the subscribe button, please. Let's make a difference. I need to make a difference on their platform. I do. I wouldn't say it if I didn't truly mean it. I cannot believe I did not. Like, I got so many things I want to talk about. I want to thank my sponsors, as Dan said, Clean Star Products with their DX1 driver fuel additive, money-saving fuel additive that saves you money in fuel. Obviously, money-saving fuel additive saves you money in fuel. They have something that works. Better gas mileage, less friction, lower emissions, more horsepower. Gas is expensive. And more importantly, they know what I do and they still sponsor me. So please go over to cleanstarproducts.com and check out what they have. And because cars are expensive. God knows they're expensive. I don't care if the prices start going down a little bit on them. They're not, it's no investment. It's a tool. They smash, and I'm living proof of that too. They smash in no time, and then you got to start over again, spending money. I hate car payments. I can't stand car payments. But some people have to be shiny and flashy. Not me. I drive a Ford Fairlane, 1967 Ford Fairlane. Okay, I don't. But I would if I had one. At least I'd know how to fix it. Anyway. All right, look, I love you guys. I truly do. I'm so thankful. I'm totally lost because I skipped out on everything. Here's what I'm going to... No, I can't. I have to pick and choose. It's like run even longer or just let's just cash out, all right? Look, I love you guys. Thank you for watching the Peter G Show. Next week, that is one thing I want to talk about. Wednesday, July 26th. This is going to hit close to home because it hit me last week. We had an incident within my family with one of my daughter's pets. When pets get sick and the cost of pet health care, I know it hits close to home to a gazillion, million, billion people out there. You guys, everybody has pets that you are truly love and blessed to have and treat them like your children. But man, God forbid something goes wrong and you have to take them to the hospital or the vet or the emergency room. And then there's life-saving decisions that have to be made, whether you can or cannot afford to save them. And this sucks. And we're going to talk about that next week, okay? So I really want you to tune in. Wednesday, July 26th, when your pets get sick, the cost of pet health care, all right? You're going to want to watch that show because I'm telling you, I watch it, I see it all the time, but it didn't affect me, but it hit me harder than I ever thought. And I'm going to talk about it next week. I love you guys. I truly love you guys. Please subscribe to YouTube. If you don't have time to watch the shows live, or you can watch them on demand, but go subscribe to YouTube. If you're on the road driving, you're at work, it's hard to watch the shows, just Google Peter G Show podcast. Take the show on the road with you. Put an earbud in your ear. Listen to it while you're doing anything, exercising, at work, whatever. Work is boring. Listen to one of the 300 plus shows of Peter G. That's me. Hi, I'm Peter G. Welcome to Life of Peter G, the Peter G Show, every Wednesday, like clockwork, God willing, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, and 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Let's say Gulf Coast. It's 8 p.m. on the Gulf Coast. Right here. I want you to be kind. I do. I think that's the moral to this whole story of this show tonight. I didn't think it was going to be that, but it is. It just goes to show you it's funny how things happen. I started with a certain premise, and it kind of evolved into something else, and I just let it go because love is the key. And I love you. I do. I know it takes a lot of effort and time to pay attention to what I do, and I love you for it. So please share and spread the word. Help me grow so I can be better for you. All right? I truly mean that. I do. I do. All right. We'll see you next week. And again, be kind. Or am I? Here we are. All right. My name is Peter G. Thank you for watching Life of Peter G, The Peter G Show. And I will see you next week. As always, I love you guys, and peace out.
Peter G Show, Peter G Show, divorced dad, single